Gustavo Fring is a character from the series Breaking Bad and its spin-off Better Call Saul. He is one of the main antagonists of the television show and is considered one of the best villains on television. The role has been recognized with awards from the Screen Actors Guild, as well as an Emmy and a Saturn Award. Today, I will tell you the story of Gustavo Fring, analyze his key personality traits and motivations, explore his past in Chile, and try to understand what kind of character he is. The first appearance of Gus Fring, according to the timeline of events, occurs in Better Call Saul. Small-time lawyer Jimmy McGill stops by a local fast food joint called Los Pollos Hermanos, where everything costs $3.19. He is tailing someone and pays no attention to the restaurant staff. Meanwhile, if you look closely, there is a black man in a pale yellow shirt and beige pants cleaning up behind him. The person being watched by Sol finally comes out and throws the leftover food into the trash can. Sol decides to check the garbage just in case there's something interesting among the waste and starts rummaging through the bin.
Can I help you?
My watch clasp is loose. It falls. I tried to reach it.
A welcoming smile and a genuine desire to help.
I'm sorry. Allow me. We'll find it for you.
This person is the owner of the establishment. From time to time, he personally works at the cash register to serve customers. The employees genuinely appreciate their boss for his fair and democratic management style. He drives a 10-year-old Volvo V70 station wagon. He is a philanthropist, helping the poor and those in need. He provides grants for education. In the end, he is a friend of the local police. But he is also the main drug distributor north of the border. If only Jimmy could have imagined that in the future, one of the most dangerous Mexican criminals, Lalo Salamanca, would come to his house with a weapon because of this nice guy. We know that Gustavo Fring is from Chile. There is some story related to this country that was never revealed in the series. Don Eladio mentions it.
Es porque yo sé quién eres tú. Pero entiéndeme bien, ya no estás en Chile.
This story may be connected to the military coup in Chile in 1973, which brought Augusto Pinochet to power. It is suggested that Fring has ties to the overthrown leftist regime of Popular Unity. Perhaps his father held a significant position in the government, and the coup was the reason for their escape. As evidence, there is a moment in the series where Hector refers to Gustavo as Grand Generalissimo. We know that Gustavo Fring is not his real name. UBN agent Hank Schrader, in his attempt to clarify Fring's background, was unable to find any evidence that such a person ever existed. After Chile, Gustavo finds himself in Michoacán, Mexico, where he opens his first restaurant.
Well, some of you know that many years ago, I opened my first Los Pollos Hermanos in Michoacán.
It seems that during this period, he begins to consider producing methamphetamine, for which he pays for specialized chemistry education for his partner, Max Arciniega. After Mexico, he moves to the United States, where he continues to open Los Pollos Hermanos fast food restaurants. It is during this period that he produces his first methamphetamine and attempts to offer it for sale to Don Eladio. Don Eladio, finding it an insult that Fring wants to remake the market behind his back, decides to punish Fring and orders Hector Salamanca to kill his partner. This is a pivotal moment in Gustavo's life. It is after this that Fring decides he will take revenge sooner or later. Everyone, Salamanca, Bolsa, and Eladio must pay for what they've done. During this time, he meets Mike Airman Trout for the first time, who will later become his right-hand man. After Hector Salamanca suffers a stroke, it is Fring who saves him and pays for his rehabilitation. And all of this is only because...
A bullet to the head would have been far too humane.
But after Hector steps aside, an even more dangerous adversary comes to town. Lalo Salamanca is digging in on Fring and trying to destroy his business. With the help of Nacho Vargo, Fring organizes an attack on Lalo. However, Lalo survives and begins to act against Gustav already covertly. In the end, everything ends up in an underground laboratory. Fring thinks of a trap for Lalo in advance, hoping that at least something from this will work. And the trap closes. Sometime later, Agent Schrader also kills Tux Salamanca. After that, Fring becomes independent from the cartel for a while. He starts working with Walter White, but not for long. Cartel people start a war against him. Under pressure, he is forced to enter negotiations. The problem needs to be solved, and somehow, over a glass of wine, Gustavo finally comes up with a way to do it. And a bottle of tequila will solve everything. One of the most striking and memorable Fring-related moments of the series is Fring's murder of his subordinate Victor. When Fring enters the laboratory, it is noticeable that this time he is wearing a blood-red shirt, which he has never worn before. This choice emphasizes the essence of what is happening in this scene. He immediately notices that Victor has started cooking, even though he did not receive any instructions to do so. Without saying a word, he walks over to the jumpsuits and begins to change. Standing with his back turned, he smiles slightly, knowing the effect he will have and what he aims to achieve with it. He doesn't react to Walter's excuses and silently searches for his penknife. By the way, notice the color in this scene. The two colors involved are blue and red. Red symbolizes blood and danger. Fring in this scene is depicted in red colors. If you look at the others, they are all depicted in blue colors. Everyone except Jesse. So we're being told that Jesse is the one in danger. At this point, Fring considers whether to kill Jesse for Walter's edification. He goes behind Jesse's back, and he is in this position the perfect victim. Fortunately for Jesse, White convinces Gustavo after all.
You kill me, you have nothing. You kill Jesse, you don't have me.
This scene shows all the most interesting sides of his character: duplicity, pedantry, control, and manipulation. Gustavo Fring has achieved remarkable success in living two completely different parallel lives. All of this is for the sake of safety, so that no one could even imagine what he does and who he really is. It's as if he changes his identities along with his clothes. Every time he puts on his yellow shirt, he transforms into the accommodating owner of a fast food restaurant. When he plays the role of a businessman, he wears a suit with a white or gray shirt. Only when he is involved in his drug business does he typically wear a black shirt. He almost always wears a tie, which is tightly knotted, symbolizing his extreme focus and desire to control everything. Fring is extremely meticulous. I would even say that this meticulousness is abnormal. It might be a manifestation of some disorder such as OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder. Just take a look at Gustavo's wardrobe, for example. Incredible orderliness and extreme cleanliness. This is the wardrobe of a person who is not entirely healthy. The plot involving the deep fryer in his cafe also supports the idea of OCD. An employee cleans the deep fryer and shows it to his boss. Gustavo then declares that it is unacceptable.
I'm not seeing anything. It's like, now that I look closer, yeah, I think I see maybe, yeah, okay.
Although the employee doesn't even understand what he means at first. In the morning, when the guy cleans everything, Fring sees dirt there again.
Is it okay, Mr. Fring?
You can go home, Lyle.
If it's not right, just let me try again. I can get this right for you, sir. Please.
The employee's cleaning the fryer for the third time. And this time, Fring says,
It's okay, it's clean?
It is acceptable.
This is unhealthy behavior. Fring notices the tiniest traces of dirt. He brushes off the specks of dust from his pants. When he hangs up his jacket, he shakes it out so that it hangs evenly on the hanger. Although this may also be a simple ritual, which is another manifestation of OCD, such unnatural desires can cause significant discomfort for the person experiencing them. However, it is entirely possible to live with this, especially if one learns to control it, and Fring has excellent control over it. Fring tries to control everything around him. His chicken recipes are perfect. His clothing and wardrobe are always impeccable. His establishments maintain ideal cleanliness and order. The methamphetamine produced by Heisenberg is also flawless. He doesn't just control the things around him, but also the people. Gustavo has a keen understanding of people and their motivations, which allows him to manipulate them brilliantly. Gustavo thought he had outsmarted everyone. He believed he had considered everything. The final scene is symbolic. It begins by showing the left side of Fring's face, which is completely untouched. The camera gradually shifts to the other side of his face, revealing Gustavo in a way that embodies his essence's duplicity. On the one hand, a good citizen, a kind, courteous restaurant owner, but on the other hand, the head of a criminal organization, a terrible and ruthless man who, without flinching, can slit the throat of a guy with whom he has been communicating for years. Even when he is already a corpse, he fixes his tie. With all his might, he is trying to keep everything under control. If you enjoyed the video, please support the channel by subscribing and leaving a comment. See you soon.